What's up, YouTube? Wayne here, back at it again with another video for you guys. Let's get into it. So, episode 3, let's talk about it. Hey, I gotta say, this series is just so good. It's just so good. I really enjoy it. I think everybody should take their time out on Tuesday at 9 p.m. and watch it. Of course, you can watch it the next day on the CW app, but still, I'd say watch it live. That's what I've been trying to do so I can get these reviews out. Also, because I really enjoy the series. So episode 3 is basically the football episode. I'm gonna call it the football episode because it's all about Jordan wanting to, well, let's not say he wants to play football. Let's say he plays football to get even with the bullies in school. He's back at school. He gets into this hallway fight, right? And they basically are going to beat him up. His eyes start glowing red, but they stop. They stop the fight because Clark comes. Hey, you guys, everything okay? And the boys find out that Clark has super hearing and he's able to listen to what they're doing. He's able to listen to any place in the world, basically, because he goes and he saves some people in Asia. He saves a bridge and they're like, how's your super hearing world? And Jordan kind of picks fun at the fact he says, I'd rather have super hearing than supervision. And then they tried to get him to, tell him what's the weirdest thing that he's ever heard, which is, a pretty funny joke. If you're thinking about it, you got your parents, he's like, what are you eavesdropping in? I mean, we all were kids. We all listened at our parents' doors to try to figure out, what was going on. So they're basically hinting at that, trying to be meta, trying to be funny. But so after the bullying in the hallway, they basically are just PO'd at Dad. They're PO'd at Clark. They're PO'd at the fact that he can hear and do everything. And this is the main plot of the episode, is trying to bond and build a relationship with his boys, and which I think is going to backfire later on in later episodes, because the simple fact is that he's spending so much time with Jordan, he's leaving Jonathan behind. And if Jordan, like I said, Jordan joins the football team, that Jonathan is a star quarterback. He was in Metropolis, but he's not in Smallville. So I talked about how he got picked on and how we didn't get to play. So they cut to the football field, and Jonathan asks Jordan, "It's like, what are you doing here? Why are you here?" He's like, "I thought I'd try out for football." He's like, "But you might hurt somebody. You have powers and things like that." Well, he's like, "Did you tell Dad?" Well, Dad doesn't know, won't hurt him. So that whole thing happens. He gets out on the field. The coach puts him in at cornerback, and first play, running back, halfback toss, Jordan just comes and pops the dude, lays him out. They added, some wire work. So they show the fact that how strong he is compared to other children. He might be adult strong compared to a child, or maybe NFL strong compared to high school player. I don't know if he's like superhuman strong, but he lays kid out. Kid's flat on his back, which I enjoyed. I gotta say, I enjoy seeing good hits because, football, they've cut down on some of the big hits and stuff like that due to injuries and stuff like that. But regardless of that, I like the episode. So he makes a few more plays, and the coach makes Jonathan run. He's like, "You've had Ronnie Lott in your family the whole time?" And so he compares Jordan to Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott was a great cornerback / safety in the early days. I think he played for the San Francisco 49ers and some other teams. But Ronnie Lott is that guy. He can lay the wood, as we say on the football field. He goes out and makes Jonathan run, which I think is going to cause a wedge. But Jonathan's just that kid who looks out for his brother. Clark finds out that Jordan's been playing football and basically tells him he can't play football anymore, right? So then we get into the subplot. The underlying plot is Lois becoming a reporter at this new place, the new news place, and she goes out and she's investigating things, and then a car explodes. They don't know who did it, but they find out who did it. And dude who blew up the car somehow has superpowers, because Clark comes to save Lois, and he's like wailing in on him. Pow, 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 pow. He's wailing in on him, and it's not doing any damage. So Clark has to freeze him, then has to go back and forth. I don't know how much fighting experience Clark has at this point, but he goes easy on his villains because he is super powerful. But he figures out he can unload on them, so he freezes them, knocks them through the wall, and the guy gets away. He saves Lois, saves the lady whose car blew up, and they are like trying to figure out who that is, but they really don't get into that because the episode's more about family and understanding that family ties are important, which they very, very much are. So after that, they go back to Clark and Jordan talking about you can't play football, you can't do this, you might hurt somebody, you might do that. It's like, Dad, did you want to play sports and things like that? And he's like, yeah, but good thing that Jordan has such a good brother in Jonathan. Even though he's been put behind, he's been set back, he's been doing this, he goes and talks to Clark. He's like, what's the point of being special if you can't show anybody that you're special? And Clark's like, that's 100% true, because I'm Superman and I show my special abilities every day. I might walk around as Clark. So it really hits home, it really hits him hard. It really, affects his ego. So he goes back to Jordan and he's like, hey, are you playing football because you enjoy it, or are you playing it just to get even with people? He said at first it was just to get even, it was just to do this, because early in the episode, Lana Lang's daughter broke up with her boyfriend, which was the defensive end on the football team, and basically quits the cheer squad. And it's kind of showing the dynamic of how she's doing things for her parents and not for herself, and Jordan's doing things for him. So that's so very important. I mean, your parents have so many burdens on you as an adult. It's hard to always add up to what your parents want you to be, and I get that. That's a great story to tell, because in my life, in my wife's life, it's always been that. But until you go out and achieve your own dreams, you really can't do much for other people, right? So this is great, teaching a child that, strive for what you want, because she almost committed suicide, and that's a big issue with her, and her mom's trying to figure that out. So Jordan hears them break up, and he heard it at the beginning of the episode. He finally brings it up to her, and they kind of having that spark, having that relationship. And Jonathan's getting upset, but he's not retaliating. He's like holding his feelings in. He's getting upset that Jordan's getting the hype. He's getting upset that he's getting all his dad's attention. He's getting upset about all these different things, and I swear it's gonna come back to bite Clark some kind of way. I don't know if Jordan, I don't know if Jonathan is gonna get manipulated into joining some bad group or something like that, but we'll see what happens. The episode ends with Clark actually letting Jordan play football, and what's cool about it is Clark is like, well, there's one condition for you to play football. Clark is now an assistant coach, and it's just awesome to see. If you watch Superman 1 with Christopher Reeves, how Superman couldn't do good at the gym and things like that. Clark's like struggling to carry a jug of water, but he's playing. And Jordan and Clark are like, oh, well, act like you need help. So they act like they both need help lifting the water container and carrying it to the bus. But it's just cool to see that, the one kid was the fish out of water in Metropolis is kind of fitting in Smallville. But I still worry about Jonathan. We'll see where they go with that. But the episode final credit thing is the dude who blew up the car and attacked Lois and everybody. He's driving down the road and some being is in front of him, and he uses laser eyes and fries him. So he's not Kryptonian, because laser eyes won't fry you and kill you. So he's got some kind of strength, some kind of way. But the laser-eyed lady, I'm trying to figure out where she's from. My wife thinks, she was like, is that Kara? Is that Supergirl? I was like, no, this is, she's not Kendorian. She's not that person. So she could be one of Zod's people. I don't know who she is. We'll figure that out. But stay tuned for the next episode, and thank you guys.